Welcome, everybody. This is this week's episode of the Manifesting Me show, and this also is a segment of the Rockstar Manifestors podcast. So you can watch or listen or partake in any number of ways. And this week, I am talking to you about music or song lyrics, more specifically, journaling, using those song lyrics, and how that all connects and benefits your or manifesting just in general, right? And as a tie-in, I'm recording this, or this is going live, or this is being recorded on July 3rd, 2024. And July happens to be one of the 4 National Journal Writing months of the year. We have they happen 4 times a year, and it is the first month of each quarter of the year. So I love this. I love tying this in because I am big on journaling. And so I talk about it in many different ways. And this is one of the biggest ways, using music in journaling, because there's so many ways that it can be used. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. But July is one of the National Journal Writing Month. So whether you are a journaler or not, this is a great time to start, or maybe explore a new way of journaling and, add it to your journaling repertoire, or I don't know if that's right. Yeah, that would be right. Journaling repertoire. So this would be a good time to start, to try it, change things up a bit, all those things. So I'm also going to talk to you a little bit at the end about a brand new 30-day challenge that I have released out into the world as of July 1st, which is when National Journal Writing Month started. So I released it. Of course, it does have to do with journaling, and it is again under that Manifesting Me umbrella, manifesting me with music and journaling and scripting and so many good things. So let's see. And the thing with that challenge, the thing that I really dig about this challenge is that you can jump in at any time. It is always something that is going to be available. You can jump in at any time. And when you jump in is your day one. There is no catching up. So people are at different levels. And I just love that, because I'm not one that is good at necessarily saying, following a curriculum. I have done it, of course. And, at times it's required. But I like the ongoing availability, and I'll get into more details about that as we go through the episode. I do have my notes. I'm trying to keep myself on target or on track. But if you've been around for a bit, that doesn't always work. But we do our best. I keep doing, keep putting it out there. Keep putting the notes to keep me in line, at least to know what I'm going to talk about. So first of all, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the benefits of using music or song lyrics for journaling as part of your journaling practice. I'm going to have the overall focus is forward facing journaling. So like from here going forward, moving forward, you can definitely use it to reflect on things that have happened in the past, or to kind of work through them. And I will likely touch on those as well in the future, because this is something that I love to talk about. And there's more than one way to do it. And there is no exclusively right way. So, but for the focus of this episode and what we're talking about now, it is looking forward and moving forward. Forward journaling is what someone I was talking to called it a while ago. And I thought that was actually really cool. Forward journaling. So, first of all, benefits. That's what I'm talking about right now. The benefits include one being an emotional connection, right? If you're a music lover of any kind, I'm sure you can relate to the fact that the music really is like a fast track. It's like a direct line to our emotions, right? Like think of musical soundtracks or soundtracks for music, for movies. That's what I'm trying to say. Soundtracks for movies, right? They amp up, or they really just enforce the emotions of what's going on. And if you listen to songs or music that you loved as a kid or when you were younger, usually you feel good because it's a music that you loved. And there is something that I've learned that has there's a very definite reason for that. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit trail because I will talk about it again some other time. But there's science that supports why music that we loved as a kid is really important to us, really key to our emotional well-being, and how we can use that to help improve our mood and all the things and our emotions. So music has an emotional connection that you can then turn into or use in your writing. You can use that to amplify or explore or just to, connect with emotions that you're having, difficult emotions, wonderful emotions, and connect through the music that also supports that. So that could be with the lyrics themselves, or it can be with music that doesn't have words, that really just inspires the feeling that you are looking to write about, or that comes up, branded, that you just pick a song and see what comes up. And it's so with that, as you explore that and get your inner thoughts and your feelings out on paper, it really just helps you process and stabilize, if you will. Like for that, if you've heard of the like a regulated nervous system, if you've heard of that term, that helps. This is that processing and experiencing the feelings instead of keeping them bottled up or not communicating them in any way. It's also a boost of creativity because you just feel creative. And the fact, you might not think of it this way, but the fact that you are writing something, the fact that you are writing anything on a blank piece of paper, that is the act of creation. You are creating something. It could be a document, a scribble, a doodle, whatever it is. There is something on that paper after you write or doodle that did not exist before. So you have created something. And the fact that you are trying or doing this with music and writing along, that really just boosts the creativity. So that might be something new for you, realizing that writing something down, journaling, doodling, anything at all, anything that you get from inside your mind onto a piece of paper is creation. You've actually manifested something on the piece of paper because you had the idea, or you thought out the doodle, or even if it wasn't a conscious, like, oh, this is what I want to write about, it's just coming in stream of thought, you're still creating. So it boosts and taps into your creativity, which is really cool because a lot of people say, I'm not the creative type. Well, actually you are. You're creating all the time. And this might be a way to help you see that and tap into that and realize how creative you actually are when you start to see all the other things that you create from nothing, like meals and outfits and all sorts of things, right? That is creativity. Mindfulness and presence. So just listening to music is a way to keep your mind from spiraling and all the thoughts. It gives your mind something to focus on, whether there's words or not. So it could be, if you have lyrics to follow along and sing with and listen to, might be a little bit more. Sometimes just the music itself, right, is the thing that will help settle your mind, become more present. Because a lot of times when there's nothing, like think about when you're trying to fall asleep, when there is nothing for your mind to focus on, that's when it starts, all the thoughts start happening, right? All the things start coming up. So you might even, this is not to do with journaling, but you could try listening to music, just a little aside as you fall asleep, that, if you don't want to get caught up in the lyrics, just music, instrumental music with no lyrics, and see if that helps as you fall asleep, because it simply gives your brain something to focus on as you drift off. So even when you're not trying to sleep, this can be something that helps you be mindful, be present by listening to the music and the lyrics, and your mind is not spiraling anymore. And so that can also help with your journaling, because your mind is not spinning. It is just, or like the random thoughts, doesn't have the space for the random thoughts. It really focuses what you're writing and lets more of the stream of consciousness come instead of those, things that swirl around. I think of them as a tornado inside our brain, like, oh, that thought, and then I have to remember that, and then something else, and then it comes back around, and you're like, oh, that thought, I was supposed to remember that. Oh, yeah. So music can help you remain present in what you're doing and with your journaling. It's one of those things, by listening to music as you're writing and journaling, it uses both halves of the brain, right? The creative or the logical or however it is, but the right side and the left side of the brain are both engaged in this process using music as you journal. So methods and examples. That is the next part, the next segment here, keeping myself on track. So methods and examples of using song lyrics in your journaling. Choose like lyric prompt journaling. And this is where you use a song lyric from a song, any part of the song. It could be the chorus, it could be, part of a verse, whatever it is. It could be the title of the song, anything about that's related to the song, using that as your writing prompt, as your starting point, or as the inspiration of what you're going to write about, the feeling that you want to connect with, the feeling that you want to explore, a song that brings up, makes you emotional and more weepy even, or, if you want to cry and you haven't cried, using a song that taps into those sad feels can help you write about the sadness that you're experiencing and can help you get that out and process it. So choosing lyrics that help you connect with what you want to connect with or express. Or again, this could be random. You could just randomly pick a song and see what emotion comes up, because very often we will have emotions that have been buried or that we have just said put off to the side and haven't fully experienced or expressed or dealt with, and using, just like a random song, and something comes up and there you go, you're getting it all out on paper and you didn't even know that is what you're going to write about, because something about the music connects to that emotion. And we all have things, right? Things that we wish we had done differently, things that we're frustrated about, things that we don't want to think about and have pushed down. And so the music that taps into that emotion can bring it up without you even realizing that is the thing you're going to write about or that you'll be writing about. So use the song lyrics as a way to explore thoughts and feelings. And also, there's so many reasons that I love music or song lyrics, music and journaling, because traditional journal prompts, and don't get me wrong, I use them and I share them and all that as well, but just standard traditional or journal prompts that we might come up with for a situation might not really resonate with us. But hearing them or using lyrics as the prompt can really be a better way to connect, right? Because we relate with the song. We have the experience of listening to the singer sing it and the emotion behind or along with the way that they sing it, right? Whereas a journal prompt that you see in a book or that you just come up with on your own or that someone gives you might not have that. It's simply a sentence, but it doesn't get to that place that really inspires. It might. There are some that are really phrased well or that are questions that really connect, but music is a much faster, like a direct line. And the lyric method here of using the lyrics as prompts for purposes of manifesting, you can use song lyrics that align with your desires, like a song that's talking about what you want to be experiencing, or a song about how you want to feel and how that makes you feel so damn good. And so you simply write about it, about what makes you feel good, or even how good that song itself makes you feel. And then that you're putting out that energy, you're putting out that vibration, and you're embodying it. And that's the manifesting. That's what attracts the things that align with that energy, with that vibration. So the better you feel, you are attracting things that align with that match up with that, even if you don't know what they are, or that you do know what they are, things you're trying or working on manifesting intentionally, but feeling good, the better you can feel. And that includes releasing the emotions that are, keeping you from feeling that. Because when you let go of them, you create space for the way that you do want to feel, or simply feeling better than what you did before you process it and let it go. So manifesting with lyrics, or for manifesting purposes, it helps you get into that energy that attracts the things that you want. The second one is not one that I really do so much, but I did want to include it because, again, what works for me or what doesn't work for me might work for you. So it's not just do it my way. I like to incorporate and also include things that maybe aren't as resonant or as useful for me, but might definitely be for someone else. So music with meditation, or for meditation and reflection. You can listen to a song, for example, if you're just writing for processing, or for just the purposes of connecting with an emotion. You could listen to a song with your eyes closed. Again, one that you choose, or just random one that's on a playlist. You could listen to a song with your eyes closed, focusing on the lyrics and the levels of the music, like where it's soft, where it's more intense, where it's faster, where it's slower. And that will bring up emotion. It will bring up happiness, sadness, anger, all, we have all the emotions, and there's music for all the emotions. And so as you listen to the lyrics and the music, that's that reflective, meditative state, because you're focusing on something. And then as the song is done, or after the song is done, you just journal about your experience. What thoughts came up as you were listening to the music or to the lyrics? You could write about what you think the person who wrote, the songwriter, was experiencing, or why they, this is the emotion that came up through that song. And for the manifestation aspect of this meditation and mind, what did I call it? Meditation and reflection aspect of journaling. You can use this to inspire and, again, tap into the positivity and the empowerment of the music. Because, again, the better you feel, and whatever that feels like, that could be better as in happier, better as in more confident, better as in calmer, right? There's many, many different ways that you can feel better. And that includes amplifying the good shit, right? It doesn't always have to be feeling better, doesn't always have to come from we're feeling bad. It can mean simply feeling better or more amplified of what is going well. So using that method of listening to the lyrics, listening to the rhythms, to the crescendos and the decrescendos, if you're familiar with music terminology, can help you tap into that positive aspect. And it's like, oh, this is so good, and it feels so good, and I love this, and get out really help you on purpose tap into the good feelings that you want to be feeling by listening to music that helps you feel that way. And then the third one, as for examples, lyrics, affirmation journaling. And this might be able to tie into the first one, where you just use the lyrics as journal prompts. But I did separate this a bit, because there could be lyrics or songs that are like anthems, right? And affirmations in general have a good and bad connotation, right? They're good because they're short. Usually we can repeat them, and that's how we start to embed that thought or that belief in our brain, in our way of thinking, if we're not resistant to it. But a lot of times there might be an affirmation that says, I am wealthy, I feel wealthy, and all this, but you don't connect with it. And so when you don't connect with it and you actually feel the opposite, trying to force that affirmation actually can do more damage than good. And, damage in the sense of getting you feeling further away from that feeling instead of closer. And so it's like this resistance where you're fighting against, like, I want to say this affirmation to feel wealthy or feel affluent or whatever. But when I say it, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. It's not something that I believe. So you're actually working against yourself. So finding a song lyric that's like an anthem, right? Like for music, that is my go-to, like my default is definitely the hairband music, the 80s rockers and, and that and beyond. But that's what I default to. So like a Twisted Sister song, like I want to rock, or we're not going to take it anymore. Those are lyrics that you can definitely use as affirmations because you can get behind the feeling, right? You can get behind the feeling and you can see if there's songs that you've seen videos to, you can see the emotion and know what they're meaning and really connect with it that way. So if you're not finding affirmations, standard affirmations useful, find some song lyrics that you can turn into an affirmation or into a mantra. And so writing them down over and over or keeping them on sticky notes, just like you would a standard affirmation, using it over, having it as a screenshot on your phone or on your computer, again, will help you repeat it when you see it and help you connect with that feeling. Because it really is all about connecting with the feelings, processing the feelings, exploring the feelings instead of avoiding them or pushing them away. And music is a straight line to do that. So you can use them as affirmations, repeat them out loud, and then journal about how these affirmations make you feel and how they relate to your goals as well. Because like I was saying, if you're trying to work with let me put these together that I just used. So this, like, I feel wealthy, or I am wealthy, and you don't feel wealthy, you actually feel the opposite. That's not going to work for you. But then if you take an affirmation or a lyric, like, we're not going to take it anymore, and turn that, maybe make it, I'm not going to take it anymore. What are you not going to take anymore? You're not going to take struggling. You're not going to take not feeling wealthy. You're not going to take feeling lack or having a lack mentality. So you see, you can say, I'm not going to take that anymore. And by getting rid of it and exploring that, you're then opening up the space to feel affluent and wealthy without trying to force it, because you're letting go. You're like focusing on, I'm not going to feel this anymore. I'm no longer a match for this anymore. So what does that mean? It's opening up the space for you to feel the way you want to feel, without that resistance of, oh, well, that's not really good for me. And very similar for the manifesting or the manifestation aspect of that, just regularly incorporating lyric affirmations in your journaling. So you say them as an affirmation, but incorporating them and writing them over and over like you would affirmations in your journaling can reinforce that feeling, can reinforce the connection to the intention that you've set for how you want to feel. And it starts to become a regular default for you. You start to notice when you're not feeling the way you want to feel, or when you have something happen that, makes you feel like shit, or that really just kind of bums you out, you by default start to say that affirmation. You start to say it because you've written it so many times. And your emotional, what is the word I'm looking for? Intelligence, your emotional intelligence, like, remembers, like, I don't want to feel this way, but saying this makes me feel the way I want to feel. And it will bring up that affirmation. It starts to become that default, and you've already got the connection to it because of the song. So some real life kind of applications, how you can incorporate this in a daily practice, which is really fun, because this gets, if you're not someone who journals regularly or who says, I don't like journaling, this example right here is a great way to do that. You set some time in the morning or in the evening, if that feels better for you, like your wind down time. So that's what I would start with. Again, you might find that the middle of the afternoon or your lunch break or when the kids are napping or whatever might work for you. So, but I usually start with the morning or the evening, and usually one of those two works for me. But you can listen to a song. Put your headphones on, listen to a song. Again, pick one or a random one, and write what comes to mind as you're doing it, as you're actually listening to the song and the music, not just looking at the lyrics themselves, right? Having that writing as you're listening. So that's just a daily practice. You can do it for 5 minutes. You can do it for longer. You can do it while you're, having your coffee, or like I said, maybe on your lunch break. And it doesn't have to be very long. You can even do it in your car, like before going home from work, before going into work, once you're in the parking lot. This is something that you can take anywhere, because you can take music anywhere with playlists, with like, we don't even, in my day, we would have to make sure we had our Walkman, or then our portable CD player after that. But with streaming and, Apple Music and Spotify and all the things, you could have it accessible anywhere, music, and the exact music that you want. So you can do this for a few minutes, but that's a great way to do a daily practice. Just have a song, pick the next song, whatever, and write about whatever happens to come up. And this could be your crazy ideas that come up, your dreams, whatever you want to say to someone else, but haven't really said it out loud. Anything that's coming up for you, write it down as you're listening to the music. And so that is where I'm going to stop in that, like giving you things to try. I think that's a pretty good summary. We could go so far into this, and I will definitely revisit this again on episodes. So I just think that, and that's the one I shared with you, that is what I like to do, that daily practice where you just listen to a song and start writing as you're listening to the music. That is my go-to. Now, I also like the creativity, like being creative on purpose. So I also have a journal. I call it my lyrics journal. And I sometimes just write out the lyrics and do collages or do other things, like doodles, or finding pictures, or maybe recreating not diagrams, like drawing what like the album cover is, or something like what is the word, like a mascot, if you will, like if they have, like Iron Maiden has Eddie, who is there, so doing that in a creative way, where I'm not necessarily writing, but I make the lyrics, the creative part, by putting it in a journal. Call it my lyrics journal. I do write some, but it's more about finding pictures, or like a scrapbook, but for the songs, the lyrics themselves. So I will probably share that at some point. I think it's a thing, maybe talk about journaling and the different methods, talk about like the creative journaling aspect with song lyrics. And so I talked about having a playlist several times throughout this episode. And if you have not gotten it yet, or if you're not aware, I have created a playlist on Spotify, and I call it my Manifesting Songs playlist. And I have created that as something that you can get. And so wherever you're watching or listening to this episode, somewhere around in the comments, descriptions, show notes, whatever that happens to be on the platform, I will put where you can opt in and get the playlist sent to you. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You put your email in, and then I send it to you, right? And with that email you get, there's a video on how you can do, another exercise that you can include or do with the playlist. So you can get the playlist, and that will also get you onto what I call my VIP guest list, so that you know what's going on and all the things around, the stuff that I love to share with you, all my favorite things, etc. And so you can get the playlist, and I forget how long it is. It's a good, I want to say almost at least about 2 hours. Let's say anywhere between an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I have a good list of songs. And the songs that I have included on the playlist are what I feel are songs that help you feel like anything is possible, right? And so that's a really good feeling, because that helps you believe in yourself. It helps you believe in your dreams. It helps you believe that what you want is there for you and available to you, and that you're worthy of them. So there's so many aspects of believing that anything is possible. So there are several songs, several different artists, several different genres included in there. So you can get that somewhere around this video or this audio that you're listening to. And even if you don't journal, just having that playlist, listening to it when you're getting ready in the morning, using it, picking a song from it for a dance break to help you again, just really connect with those good feelings. Get rid of the bad shit, right? Dance it out, shake it out, bring in the good stuff, help yourself feel better. Listen to it as you're getting ready or as you're commuting or on a walk. It really does. It's a good, I think they're good songs. I picked them. So I think they're good songs. You can sing along with them and feel good. So that's the playlist by itself. I mentioned at the beginning that I have put out into the world my 30-day Manifesting Me with Music challenge. And what that consists of is it's in a Facebook group, and there will also be a class site if you're familiar with Teachable, or it's just a place to house it outside of Facebook, because I know there's some people that choose not to do Facebook or don't want to be on Facebook. So I do make it available either way. And so it consists of 30 journal prompts. And again, any day that you start can be your day one. And once you get the challenge, you get lifetime access to it. So you can do it over and over. And because me being me, I will be adding things in the future. You automatically get anything that's added in the future once you get the challenge. Each daily prompt consists of a song lyric. It consists of an actual writing prompt tied to the song lyric, right? It consists of a mindset prompt, just as a way to help you look at things, right? So get your mindset right, to help you with your mindset. And then it consists of an actual action to take to help you, as I say it, to take as that future version of you. Take action that moves you in the direction of becoming the person that already has the things you're experiencing. Because that's what Manifesting Me is, becoming the person who already has the things that you want, so that you then attract those opportunities and those experiences and those realities by becoming the person living it. So you can use all 4 of the things. You can pick one. You can take the action. If it's an action that really doesn't fit that day, you can calendar it and say, this is a day I am going to be doing that. And there is no timeline. There is no timeline. It's 30 prompts. If you do one a day, great. If you do one every other day, whatever, it's there for you. You do not lose access to it. So you can do it at whatever pace works for you. And if you do choose to join the Facebook group, there's other posts and things, and occasionally I go live in there or share recordings, but anything that's a lesson or that's material, don't worry, will also be included in the class site. If you get the challenge, the playlist is included in there. So if if the playlist is where you want to start and you just want to check it out on your own, beautiful. But if you're interested, getting the challenge will automatically get you the playlist. It's part of the material. Exact same playlist. I don't change it from one to the other, so no worries. But it comes as part of the challenge, part of the material. And so each of the prompts, each of the 30 prompts are taken from songs on the playlist, because I wanted to make it accessible that you could hear the song. Like, let's say it's a song you're not familiar with, or, a band or artist that you don't like. I don't want to say don't like, because I like to keep an open mind, but that you don't follow, that, just hasn't been your jam. I wanted to make the song available to you so that you could hear it and listen to the lyrics as they're being sung and the music that accompanies it. So you won't have to go search other than the playlist. I didn't kind of just do random songs. They're all taken from the songs on my Manifesting Songs playlist. And so, like I said, if you do choose to join the Facebook group, there is that community aspect of it there as well. But if you don't, you can always tag on social media or post or something and tag me or maybe as I'm saying this, I can create a specific hashtag for the challenge. And, again, I think of things on the fly. And as I'm saying this and, doing this episode, maybe I can come up with a hashtag specifically for the challenge so that you can post it on social media and other people can see it and experience it with you as well. Again, if Facebook is not your thing, because that's where the group is housed that has all the stuff. So to join that, you will also see that around this episode in the show notes or description, captions, etc. There will be a link for you to join the challenge. And as I just released it. This is July 2024, so it's just been a couple days that I've released it. There are people that started on day one, and then there are people that join in the future. Anytime is your day one. I am planning on actually running the challenge live probably 4 times a year as it stands right now at each of the National Journal Writing Months. And again, because I know getting started is the thing, I might, since this is the first time it's out in the world, I might just do it, for 3 months in a row and see, and build that community and provide that support. And so I am fleshing that out. But in this episode, we talked about the benefits of using music and journaling, to help your manifesting. I gave you a couple of different methods to try with just the everyday aspect and the manifestation aspect of it. And then I let you know that you can get the playlist and or the challenge, which includes the playlist of my manifesting songs. And if you have any questions, please either reply in a comment around this video or this audio, or you can email me, and that's the best way if you do want to reach me directly. The email is vision, VISION at bluemoonmanifestations.com. And let me know any questions, any episode suggestions, topics, etc. And that's it for this episode of the Manifesting Me show. And I hope to see you in the challenge, and I will see you soon. Take care.